She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
It is Arthur China T, Coach Erica, and we are about to get on our Never Date Just One journey. We are on episode 19, so if you have not caught the first 18 or so episodes, head on over to YouTube and start the journey down at episode 1 so you can see where we are, everything that you've missed. Every time that I go live, the education is for us to learn how to properly roster date, since we were never taught how to date, period. I'm just going to reverse what was taught in school so that we can get the results that we're looking for. I do want to point out that the Never Date Just One, the reason why this book is so pivotal, let me just turn the mirror around. All right. The Never Date Just One. The reason why the book is so pivotal and the link is on this video for you to purchase is because in school, if you remember, they taught us the reverse. They taught us sex education, but they did not teach us anything about emotional intelligence. They did not teach us anything about how to use our emotions wisely so that we don't get hurt, and they didn't teach us anything about dating. But they taught us about sex education. It's kind of weird that you would teach us about sex education, but would not teach us how to date to properly even have the emotions to get to the level of sex. So that's what school doesn't do for you. Of course, y'all know I have never been an advocate for school. I am a homeschool advocate. And so emotional intelligence is something that we're not taught in school, and that's something that Never Date Just One sis book will do, teach you how to stay in your emotions. So we've talked about a few different topics since we started this journey. Today we're going to talk about the last time we really got into the roster. We were talking about the first date. We went through the first date, things that you need to do on the first date, things that you don't need to do, all of those things that you need to remember for your first date. So, because remember, your first date is the deciding factor is if you're going to move this person. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Your first date is a deciding factor if you're going to move this person to your roster. Just because you've had a date with them, just because you've had a phone conversation with them, doesn't mean that they're going to your roster. So your first date is literally for you to determine if this person is going to be able to continue on your journey, or if you're finna cut them off right now, because they will serve better as a homeboy versus a lover. Remember, commandment number 11, thou shalt not cut anyone off that serves better as a homeboy over a lover, okay? So you will have put them in a friend zone, kept them there, but you will not be cutting them off and being rude. You will continue on with your roster. That's great, Jimmy. So now that now that we talked about the first date, we said the first date is going to introduce each man to you. It's going to introduce you to each man a little more in depth, and it's also going to be able to, you're going to also be able to present the needs that you have to see where these men are falling in place in terms of fulfilling those needs. That first date allowed you to categorize that man, know what type of man that is, and how you need to move moving forward with the roster, okay? So now let's talk about, you've gauged him to put him on your roster. You've chosen the men that you'll entertain for however long it takes to get the results. Listen, roster dating is not about you doing it for 6 months, a year. This could take longer than that. Please understand that. I'm never saying it's going to take take time. If you have one roster, you're going to get right to the goal. That's not what I'm saying. You're going to take however you're going to go, however long it takes for you to get the results that you're looking for, so you can stop making the same mistakes, okay? That's exactly what this book is going to do. Let a few days go by before you agree to your second date. After your first date, I know a lot of y'all get giddy inside and start to catch feelings and be ready to see them again and can't wait to text and all that stuff. Learn how to recognize your patterns and slow down and stop doing that. That's what we need to do. We need to recognize our patterns, slow down, and stop doing that, okay? Now, with that being said, before you agree to go on the second date, you want to make sure that you have your second conversation with him. I told y'all you're going to have 1 or 2 conversations after that first date. The first conversation is probably going to be about 45 minutes to an hour, because you're going to be consistently, again, asking more questions, learning more about who this man is and how it plays into you getting your needs met. If y'all have the same goals, if y'all are aligned to be going towards the same yoking, okay? This is where you can determine that at, all right? But the reason why you're not going to be doing all that texting and talking to him after that first date, except for that one time or maybe 2 times, is because you want to give him an opportunity to miss you. Y'all got to learn how to stop making yourselves overly available for the men that y'all meet. Y'all will meet them today, and then y'all can't wait to spend time with them by the night, and then by the weekend you have let them move in, or they have climbed in your bed some type of way. Slow the process down. That's not how things are going. Again, I told y'all been moving the wrong way. All right. So when you meet somebody, slow the process down. You do not need to talk to them every day. You do not need to text them all the time. Give that man an opportunity to miss you. He met you. He had a first great date. Let him be wild for a few days before you start reaching out. Because I remember you're going to be gauging who reaches out first. You're going to be gauging who reaches. What is advice for handling a man that won't change, even though you tried many times to leave? What are you still trying for? One of the roster commandments, Caitlin, is thou shalt not ask a man to do something more than twice. You ask him to change, you ask him to do it one time, he doesn't do it. You don't ask him the second time. What you do is you start changing. Change you and change that situation. And then you need to go again, then you need to go get you another man and let him know, hey, you won't do it, somebody else will. The problem with us is we keep asking somebody to do the same thing that we've asked them the first time. You've told him how you feel. You've told him your expectations. He's not fulfilling them. That's fine. Don't be mad at him. Now you do what you need to do in your turn. Turn around and start moving in the right that you need to move in. But what does that need to do? In this moment, you know this man won't change. Right now, start healing. This gonna be over. I ain't finna beat around the bush with you, Caitlin, at all. I'm not. This gonna be over whether you know it or not. So in this moment, start your healing process. Because you got to get out of there. Because when he up and done with you, and he walk away for real with no emotions and nothing, and I don't need you crying and all that, but I thought he was gonna change. Stop it. They only change for themselves. I keep telling y'all about that change thing. It ain't that much change in the world. They change for whatever needs they need to get met right then and there, and then the change goes away because it's not permanent. But you can change the entire situation and the man, or add some more to the roster. Says all the right things, but caught too many times. Why we not even listening no more? See, that's what I'm saying. That you keep giving him opportunities to talk, and then the actions don't go. Tell him to be quiet. You're not listening no more, and you need to just start watching. Remember I said to start watching with your ears and your eyes. Start watching with your ears and your eyes. Start listening with your ears and your eyes. You can do both with both, so use them accordingly. Okay, Caitlin? You got that? All right. Make sure you get this as well, because you need to do a little bit of healing, and once you do some healing, we can get you ready for your roster. But right now, since you're still asking questions about him and you caught up in what he did, that's how I know you're not over it. You got to go start in this moment today. You got to heal. So that's what I need you to work on, healing, because it's going to be over soon, babe. And I don't need you taking this with you when it's time for you to start dating again, because you're not going to sit out more than 30 days. So go take the month and go heal, start the process, and let's move forward, okay? Because we don't have more than 30 months. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. That's why I cannot allow you to use the next 3 years to heal, just because tomorrow you may not wake up and may not have had a chance to heal. We got to start today, okay? All right, so thank you, Jay. All right, so now we said the first date, y'all don't talk. Now you're getting ready to, he misses you. He misses you. So now you're going to get ready to, he's going to send you an impromptu text or call, and he's going to invite you to the second date, and now you're going to agree. Now, for the second date, ladies, it's very important that you listen to me, and that's why you need this. For your second date, understand this. The very first thing about the second date, he is not planning it. You are. The first date was your opportunity to see who he was as a man, where he would take you if he listened to anything that you said in terms of what you like to eat, where you like to go. That's what the first date was for you to see the man, and for him to be able to look at everything that's valuable about you, and you be able to see his planning skills. The second date is on you. Now you finna show him, listen to what I'm saying, now you finna show him who you are as a woman and the things that you like. You're no longer talking. That's why you plan the second date, okay? Now, this is what's going to happen. Imagine you like painting and sipping, right? So you want to go do a paint and sip. So you're going to plan a paint and sip. You're going to tell him about the paint and sip. You're going to give him the date and time. You're going to tell him how to purchase the tickets. That's as far as your effort goes. You tell him that you want to go to paint and sip, and you tell him the date and time when it's going to happen. You give him the link to purchase the tickets. And you tell him the night. You've told him everything that you want on that date, okay? Imagine you wanted to go bowling. You want to go do something fun. You don't want to go sit around at dinner and do nothing boring. You would have told him, hey, babe, I love to go bowling. Matter of fact, I love to do games. So here's a place I like to go to. For me, it's Keg Social. Here's Keg Social. They have really good game nights. I think that we should go on a weeknight. I'm thinking the best night is Tuesday night, because Wednesday night they got a women's night on Wednesday. I'm telling him all the things I know about Keg Social, so that I can get there tonight. This is my date. I'm defending. He's about to be able to see me as with things that I like to do. So that's why I'm planning the day. I'm giving him the details, and he takes over from there. You should not be allowing him to plan that date, because you have already seen what he can do for you. Now you need to show him what he need to do from you moving forward. Remember I said you have to teach people how to treat you? You've already seen how he's going to treat you based on that first date or whatever his initial value was for you. Now you have to show him moving forward, okay? He's not going to learn if you keep attending dates that you don't like to go to. Also, the second date, you're going to be looking for two things. Ladies, write this down. His willingness to do the things that you like, and or his unwillingness not to do nothing that you like. This is going to speak volumes. You have some men that will initially start doing the things that you like or things that they think that you like, and then as a relationship goes on, you'll be asking him to go with you to some type of event or anything like that. Some type of event. Give me a moment, sir. Some type of event or anything like that, and then he'll say he don't want to go to that. Now you feeling some type of way, and you think like, dang, I always do stuff for him, but he'll never want to do stuff for me. Stop it. So this is where you're going to be determined if people like you or not, okay? Because a man that really likes you will likely do the things that you like to do. He will be interested in the things that you like. A man that's just there for whatever he's there for is not going to do the things that you like. Or, it's opposite side to that, or he will continue to do the things that you like just to love bomb you so he can get the results that he's looking for. And then once he gets the results he's looking for, he's still out of there. Okay, you got to gauge the man based on y'all conversation. So his second date planning for the woman, you're looking to see if he like to do the things that you like. So on his second date, he's also going to be trying to gauge you in a couple of different categories for them. This is where our men start developing their value for us, and don't let nobody tell you different. Okay. Now on the second date, he's finna try to see if you the desperate lady. You know, the desperate lady that want to be loved so bad, you're willing to do anything. You want to, may have come from sexual or childhood trauma. You're trying to do everything that you can to be able to be loved by anybody, a man or whatever you're trying to do. So you're the desperate woman. You're the woman that's gonna over text. You're gonna be the over caller. You're gonna be the over reach out. You're gonna be doing all of those things because that's what desperation has you doing. He's trying to see if you're gonna be that. He's trying to see if you're gonna be that. That's for one. He's also trying to see if you about to be the lady who wants to play it safe. You know, the desperate woman who claimed that she got her guard up. Because it's a bunch of y'all different desperate women. I said the desperate woman that wants to be loved, she will go above and beyond to make herself seen by the man to be loved. Okay? Then you have the desperate woman who's playing it safe. This is the one who swears she has her guard up. She's overguarded. She has these 90-day rules. Oh, I'm not sleeping with him for 90 days. She thinks she got it all planned out. This is the guarded desperate lady. She still is desperate with love, but she has this total block up, acting like she just can't, nobody can penetrate this wall, climb it, get through. It's like Fort Knox, only she can get in or allow those in. And again, she feels like waiting for sex or waiting for things is the best option for her. Not realizing that she will get men who will love bomb so well that they do not mind waiting. They will still play that waiting game just to appease to her. And then you have the hard lady. She has that hard exterior. Now, she's different from the play it safe lady. Remember I said the play it safe lady is guarded. Okay? She's still moving, but she's guarded. The hard lady, she swears she don't have no feeling. Like, she swears she's just so hard off, she don't catch no feelings so fast. She can have sex that's emotionless. She feel like she can do everything. She's so hard, she can do everything with that a man do without emotions. That's the hard lady. So are you the desperate lady that needs to be loved? The desperate lady that plays it safe? Or are you the hard lady? That's what he's going to be looking for on your second date. So you've planned the second date. You've given him the ideal of what you want to do, and he's made it come through. Now, he's about to, because now he needs to try to use this to get to sleep with you. Desperation, playing it safe, or hearting. Now, if you're the hearting lady, And you say, man, I can do this. I can just have sex with. I can do the friends with benefits. I ain't gonna catch no feelings. He's gonna pick up on that energy. You're probably gonna be the woman that has sex a lot sooner than you should, and your needs are gonna be unmet. But you're gonna swear for God that you don't have any feelings. And at nighttime in the dark, you're gonna be crying, and your feelings gonna be hurt. Don't be that woman. Sex is emotional for every woman. I don't care how you've made yourself believe. Unless you are a prostitute, listen to me. Unless you are a prostitute and you have trained yourself not to catch feelings after sex, or that when you get this money, it's over, you're gonna have sex, you're gonna catch feelings, women. Especially if it's good sex. Especially if it's good sex. You're gonna catch feelings. So don't act like you so hard and you can screw him today, and don't be bothered if he walk in that restaurant tomorrow with another woman. Yes, you're gonna be bothered, whether you realize it or not. And then stop with this guard, okay? I got a Shatina because I knew this was gonna hit somebody. Stop with these big brick walls, these fences, and these guards. We know you've been hurt. He doesn't have to know that though, because I don't need you talking too much. Because when y'all tell people about y'all pain, y'all tell the people about how they hurt you and all, like what they did, and then all the people do is take a play out of their book and see how far they can get with you. So don't tell nobody how you was hurt. We know you was hurt. So, but would use that and not to build this force around you. Yes, so they can come. Yes, they will. And yet they will. Don't build a force around you. Still be willing to get out there, okay? Still be soft and stop with this 90 days. I know y'all saw that in a lot of other dating guides. There is not a 90. There is not a time frame in the world that's going to take you to sleep with a man. You should sleep with a man when you are ready to sleep with a man. Do you hear what I'm saying? That could be 5 days after you meet him. You just need to understand your emotions, okay? You need to be more in tune with your emotions. If you wait 90 days, 6 months, a year, does not mean that you're going to get the results that you're looking for. It doesn't matter how long you wait, ma'am. You could still be the problem. Gauge that man. And you're right. It is scientifically proven that women will catch feelings after sex. It is a binding thing for us. And a lot of y'all are still trying to bind with it. That's why you do catch the feelings, okay? Could be that same night after Applebee's. Thank you, Grizzly, that you sleep with that man. Because you may be moving, y'all maybe have moved in a different conversation, a different wavelength, or whatever the case is. I need y'all to get rid of the 90 days. Because if that man got time, guess what he gonna do? He gonna wait those 90 days. He gonna tell you, he gonna make you believe sex is not that important. He is not there for that. He just wants to get to know you. You gonna feel all giddy inside. You gonna think you're doing something. You gonna sleep with him before 90 days. And he would have got his needs met, and you're gonna be thinking that you won, and you gonna realize you lost and he won. Stop with that, okay? When you get to the point of sex, your heart and your body will let you know that this man is feeling you. If you're not feeling that, please. Remember we said, thou shalt not let anybody eat or dip in the cookie jar who has not invested in the cookie factory. That is a commandment. Thou shalt not let anybody dip into the cookie jar who has not invested into the cookie factory. You are the cookie factory. Should nobody be in your cookie jar that has not made any type of emotional, financial, mental investments. You can get the physical investment for any man. Any man will lay you down. That's physical investment. But the emotions are not there. So get the emotions, the spiritual, the financial, so you can stop acting like you the breadwinner and doing everything. And now you done laid down with this man. You done caught a body down. Now you definitely won't walk away. You done laid down with him and caught another body, and he ain't got no money. And now you definitely won't walk away. Invest in the cookie factory. You are the cookie factory, okay? All right. So now, the second date, he said he's going to pay the light bill. Listen, Grizzly, wherever she get in her life, if these dates are fun dates for her, if she's trying to get to the goal of being married, whatever her goal is, and however these dates end, she's going to have to figure that out. There is no book saying, well, don't do it. Listen, these are grown ass. We are grown people. And if somebody is enticed with their light bill being paid and to sleep with that person, but they may be experiencing hard times, am I going to judge them? Absolutely not. That's all I'm gonna tell you, okay? So now moving along, because I think you wanted me. I'm not finna judge. I don't have nothing to do with nobody's decision making. Now that's why they need to learn how to get their needs met. If the light bill is a need being met, then go right ahead, ma'am. Get that need met and do what you got to do. The needs have to be met. Because I would hate if she had decided to sleep with him after that date just because she liked him so much and her light bill was due and she didn't ask him. Then I would be upset with her. So let me just say, he said he gonna pay the light bill. She decided to sleep with him. That's fine. Her needs was met. That's what she needed in that moment. I would be upset with her if she got inebriated in this date, got drunk, got high, and went and slept with him for free, and a light bill is still due. Now I got a problem with her because her needs was not met and her coochie is wet. That does not go together, like ever, okay? So now, again, back to the second date. Back to the second date. The second date is where you're going to show him the beginnings of the wife experience. What it is like to be with you and just you. Oh man, you about to like put on the whole role here, babe. I'm telling you, this is when you're going your role playing bag. You about to be so nice. You about to be flirty and touchy. You laugh all his corny jokes. You about to take it to a whole nother level because you're showing him the experience of being a girlfriend. You're going to let him lead, okay? You've already told him where you want to. You've already planned the date, okay? You've already told him what you want to eat when you get there, so you're going to allow him to order on the menu and do all of that. You're going to hold his hand or grab his arm. You're going to walk in the inside and let him walk on the outside because he is your protector. You're going to be in your feminine space 1,000% on this second date because that is the experience of a wife. Wives stay in their feminine place, in their womanly place. They do not step into the place of a man. You're not going to act hard on this date. You do not have it all. So you're going to be in your feminine space. Be flirty. No, we're not cooking no meals, babe. Not there yet, Grizzly. Ain't no meals being cooked because nobody should be going to nobody home yet. Until you know who this person is, you should not be going into homes because people are dying on dates by going into homes. We're not doing that yet. So these ladies not to that level to be cooking. Nobody no meals. Right. Now we're not doing that yet. We gotta be a little bit more safer, a little bit longer, okay? Before we do that. All right, so now the girlfriend experience, you're gonna be touchy, you're gonna be flirty, you're gonna grab his arm, you're gonna hold his hand, you're gonna walk on the inside of him when y'all walking on the street, you're gonna let him protect you. You're gonna tell him sweet things like, look at your handsome face, I've missed your handsome face, or you're so handsome. You're gonna be doing all that stuff while you at dinner cutting up. But make sure that when you plan this date that you go somewhere familiar. Remember I said that when you do, this is your date to plan. Choose a place that you've been to multiple times, that you know people who work there or know people who frequent there. You need a place that you know people there because you're about to see the first version of him. You're about to see how he acts around the people that you know and the places that you're familiar with, and you need to see this version. You finna see? The reason why, you finna see if he acts standoffish and act like he trying to see his options in this place with you, or you finna see if he actually like to be around you in the place that you take him. It's very important because, again, y'all be missing the signs. Y'all can't wait to invite somebody to don't meet your family, but you haven't picked up on the signs that he does not want to meet your family because he does not see a future with you. Okay? So on the second date, take him somewhere familiar that you're familiar with so you can see how he acts in your familiar settings. This is going to determine if he needs to go around your family or you need to go any further than this because you may take him off your roster tonight depending on how he acts. Okay? So you're going to go somewhere familiar, like I said. You're going to make, when you see somebody there, make sure you call him your husband and introduce him. When you see somebody there, make sure you speak to that person. Hey, Brenda, how y'all doing? Oh my God, I've been so great. Meet my husband. This is my husband, James. Now you want to see how he act when you say that because he's not your husband, he's just your date. Again, you're trying to see how he finna act. Is he finna say, and if he finna say, be standoffish, say, oh, she just kidding. We just friends right now. Or is he finna be acting surprised and go along with it? Again, you need to know about that. Because again, you about to be introducing him to, once you go further in this journey, you're going to introduce him to people as your man or whatever you're going to introduce him to. You need to see if he feel comfortable with that title. If he don't feel comfortable with that title, now you know where to go with that. He just wants to be a friend. So introduce him as a friend and keep him where? In the friend zone. Thou shalt not cut off anyone who serves better as a homeboy or a friend over a lover. Remember that? He just showed us he's not going to stand great in the lover light. I'm not giving him my body, but I'm not cutting him off from being a friend either. So he's going to just be a friend. Because when I introduced him as my husband, he had a problem with it. I documented that red flag too. Okay? So now, with you getting a glimpse into his reaction of being your husband, you want to see if it wasn't surprising to him. Did he seem annoyed? Did he speak up to correct you? This will all prove later. What if he got two phones? Is that a red flag? Well, I don't know, because I'm finna jump into that phone thing right now. So since you said that, thank you. On this second date too, attention is everything. You finna be able to tell if you are a priority for him when y'all are together, or if his phone is more important. So Grizzly said, what if he got 2 phones? That's a good question, because you are on your second date, you don't know enough about him to determine what those 2 phones are for. So you can't pass judgment right now. You're only on your second date. As you go further down the line, you see these 2 phones. If he happens to have these phones face down at every time y'all together, then that's a problem. Okay? Because why is the phone always face down? What is he trying to hide? Remember, y'all are only dating, so he should be open with telling you if he's dating other women, because you haven't put all your eggs in that basket. If he is incapable of telling you what he got going on in his phone is always face down, and there's more than one phone and both are always face down, you need to be looking at those red flags. Only because this is when you move along on the dating route. I'm not talking about the first 3-4 dates. No, you have not learned enough about this man as of yet to determine what those phones are for. But I need you to pay attention to the red flag, or if they are face down every time y'all are together. That means he does not want you to see any notifications pop up. He doesn't want you to see when his phone light up, when it rings. He does not want you to see that this is an active phone. That's why it's always face down. That is a red flag. When I met my husband, when we first started in the beginning, because in the beginning I thought it was just me. This is when he told me that I was on his roster, and it wasn't just me, okay? But I noticed in the beginning that every time we was together, he always made sure his phone was face down. I would notice that, but I would never say nothing. I should have said something in the beginning, but every time his phone was face down, okay? Now, this is when in the beginning when I can't say nothing. Now, as time went on and I became sexually active with him, I wanted to know, why is the phone always face down? And he told me, because he get notifications from other women calling and texting him, and he doesn't like to be interrupted when we together. Oh, okay, at least he was honest. About 7 or so months in, I noticed the phone was no longer face down, it was now face up. That was his time frame for him to cut those women off. Remember, I told you he got me and put me on his roster initially when we met. And after 2 years of us not being married, when I told him I wanted to be married, after 2 years, I broke up with him and then put him on my roster. And then that's when we got married. So when me and him met, I was on his roster. I was one of 4 ladies. And then I became the one he married. When he didn't marry me within 2 years though, I broke up with him, put him on my roster. He became one of 5 until we got married. You see, everybody has a roster throughout life. I don't want y'all to ever think that you met one man or one person who doesn't have a roster. Whether you know about the roster or not, or whether they being honest, people have options. You're just one of them, okay? Understand that and don't get offended, and go get you some options as well. So many of y'all get offended when he got options. That's because you ain't got none. Go get you some options too, ma'am. All right. So now we're on the second date. We introduced him as our husband. We looked at his reaction. Now we about to flirt with some other men. Make sure in this familiar location that there are men there. The Lord sent me to the roster that he lied. Listen. That's not threw me off guard. I'm so sorry. What I'm finna say is, now that we got a glimpse of his reactions after introducing him as husband, now we want to flirt with other men in front of him. Remember I told y'all about seeing different versions of him? We saw the version of what it looks like when he knows he around people who are familiar, a place we're familiar with. But now we're finna flirt with people who we know. It could be a coworker. It could be the bartender, because we've come here multiple times. Remember, you're familiar with this place. It could be the bartender. It could be the bus boy. It could be a valet. You flirted with another man. You need to look at his reaction. How is his reaction? Does he bring it up when y'all get alone and say, hey, I noticed that you was kind of a little bit more flirty or talky with that guy who parked the car? Do y'all got something going on? Actually, not with him, but I am dating other men. And remember we talked about that. I want you to think it's just you. That's going to bring you back to let him know that he is an option. Here is your opportunity to let him know he is an option. Bring it back to the forefront. That's why you have to flirt other men, because see, when you go out on these dates and y'all play these goody two-shoe, good women roles, and y'all acting like y'all don't know nobody, it's a facade. Stop it. Because now you finna make him think that he your only option and there ain't nobody else after you. That's the opposite of what we want him to think. Even if he is the only one on your roster right now, you need to make him believe that there are other options so you do not put your all somewhere where somebody has not given their all to you. That's been a problem. Consistency, okay? Consistently, you have been doing that, so we're not doing that. Even if he is the only man that you are talking to, you about to play this like he not. Still exercise your right to have options. So yes, you will flirt the valet. Yes, you will flirt the busboy. Because you've been here multiple times. These people know your face. Flirt with them. Because you need to see his reaction. Okay? If he does not care about you flirting with them, he does not pick up on or mention it, that's your way of letting you know that he has other options. You have just identified that he is not worried about what you're going to do because you are not his only one either. He has other options. Good. Now you know how to play it from this point. Again, but if he asks you, I've noticed that, are you dating other people? Be honest. Yes, you are, because he is not your only option. Okay? Now, at the end of the dates, okay, this is where some men will push sex. Ladies, I need y'all to know that's okay. Too many of y'all get offended when somebody come at y'all with sexual energy, but why would you want him to not do that? He's attracted to you. At least we know he's attracted to your physical, okay? Whether it's attracted to anything else right now, we just know the physical. What if he said he forgot his wallet and I had to pay? Lady, listen. We're gauging if we have wallets at the beginning of the date. We need to be making sure that and you got to find a way to get that question asked before you even get into that date. Y'all be thinking like y'all be afraid to ask. No, sir. No, ma'am. You already told him the plans, right? Say, before y'all pull off, just want to make sure you remember what the plans you made. You do got enough money to cover this, right? If he's offended, oh well. Because you need to make sure that you're not going to be embarrassed when you go nowhere. Because if he don't got enough money to cover it right now, thou shalt not cut off anyone that serves better as a homeboy or a friend, okay? We know we cannot date him. His money is not where it needs to be. That's fine. He does not get cut off. Put him on a friend zone. Make sure he knows when he comes up, he can try again if the roster is still open. But by no means are you paying for that date. Don't pull out it. Don't even get comfortable in this date until you have known all things apply to the date. I keep telling y'all be making decisions and you don't have all the information. You have to get all the information to make an informed decision, okay? All right. So now, again, pushing sex. Don't be offended. Use it to your advantage. You know he like you. You know he want to F you. Good. You got needs that need to be met. It's time to use these to your advantage. The longer he knows that he finna get sex, the more he finna do. When you give the sex, he won't do. So use it to your advantage, okay? Now, tell him that you're not there for the sex just yet, okay? Make him understand. Tell him you got that same energy. You want to do the same thing with him. You're just not there with him yet. But y'all only on date 2. Who knows what will happen after date 3? Now you just gave him a glimmer of hope. It's only day 2, babe. I'm not there yet. You so fine. I don't want to get addicted to you so soon. But I don't know what's going to happen after our 3rd day. I might be ready. Now we have given him incentive to do what? To get to the 3rd date. I don't know. I'm not in the mood. I just can't do it right now. I'm trying to see how I can get a couple of these bills I need to get paid right now. That sex is not on my mind right now because I'm so stressed with these bills. But I gotta figure this out. What you need to get paid? I can go ahead and send it to you. Because as long as he thinks he's getting set, when you give it, it's different. You just got to know how to use it to your advantage, ma'am. That's it. That's all I'm telling you to do, okay? Now, but in the event that you don't want to move forward, remember, this is the 2nd date. You didn't like the way he acted when you introduced him as your husband. You didn't like the way he acted in familiar surroundings. You don't want to move forward with this. He got to go to the friend zone. Matter of fact, you don't even know if you want to friend zone him. This just can't, you just realize you can't move no forward. Okay, so don't be awkward with it. Let him know at the end of that day, listen, I had a really good time. 1 or 2 things. I had a really good time, but I can already say that we on 2 different paths. I think that you'll be better as my friend and my homeboy over somebody who my lover. So let's just go ahead and establish a friendship. And I can just hit you up a couple times and just hang out sometimes because I like your vibe. You got like a great vibe. I want to be able to hang out with you and all that stuff. I don't want to lose contact with you, but I just know that with my goals and your goals, they're not aligned. Very great conversation. It's the sandwich method. You told him the good stuff. You put the meat and potatoes in the middle, and then you cover it, but you're a nice person. I still want to connect with you. See? You've told him exactly what it is. So get it out of the way, though. I know some of y'all women be like, okay, well, he like me, but I don't like him. I'm finna keep dragging him. This is when we get dangerous. And I got to worry about your life being in jeopardy. Do not play on somebody's feelings. If you don't like them, dismiss it right now. Put them as a friend. And if it seems like it's too strong, if putting them as a friend is still dangerous, then don't even put them as a friend. But do not think that you can go through dating and use somebody for your benefit and think they're not going to pick up on it, because if they catch feelings for you, you are now playing a dangerous game. And that's nothing that this book is teaching you. We're not playing any dangerous games, okay? Now, when you're ending your date, the kiss and a deep hug will make him feel like he about to fuck. Do you hear what I'm saying? And I don't usually curse, but yeah, when you will be giving him a kiss at the end of this date. You're going to give him a kiss, whether it's to a certain extent. It shouldn't be no tongue slipping unless you want to. I wouldn't do that, because I'm a person that is very big on I'm a person that's very big on knowing when the last time you've been to the dentist. So I can't do a whole lot of tongue swapping and stuff. But I would do a surface level kiss, whatever the case is. But until I know more about a person's dental, I'm not able to exchange any type of fluids with them so soon. But I mean, you all make work different, and I'm not judging you if you don't. What I'm telling you is this. That kiss and that hug, that kiss gonna lead to him trying to grab your butt. You want to make sure that when he does it, you move his hands back up to your waist, but don't stop kissing and hugging him. He's gonna want to grab your butt. You want to make sure that you move his hands up right above your waist to about right here. You're gonna just move his hands to about right here, okay? Because you want to make sure that he doesn't get any ideas, okay? Guide him and teach him. If you don't, then he will not know. Right now, you're not telling him he can't hug you, but you let him know that he can't grab your assets. You're not dealt with him yet. But you don't know what's going to happen on date number 3, okay? Now, once you tell him that you're not there for that, or whatever the case is, but if he keeps treating you like the queen that you are, you don't know what the next date may give different results. You're leading him on and making him think that it's going to be different. Words are powerful with subtle actions. So a kiss and a hug to say you don't know what's going to happen after date 3 is enough to keep a man hook, line, and sinker with some sex appeal, okay? Again, if this man is not the person that you feel like you want to have that with, cut it off now. But there's no sense of you going any further. Get it cut off, okay? These are the biggest things about your second date. You are literally now gauging his real interest in you and if you can go further. Because the first date was for you to be able to see what type of man this was if you wanted to add him to the roster. This second date is for you if you want to go any further, if the man is interested in you, how he has told you that he is. You should be able to see a lot of this. You're going to also be giving him the wife experience in his second date. You're going to be giving him compliments, telling him that he's handsome. You missed him. You're going to give him a kiss and a hug. You're going to do it. You're going to leave a lot on his mind at the end of this second date. And a lot is going to be on your mind too. Should he go to the roster, or should he stay on the roster, or should you cut it off right now? That is what the end of the second date will tell you. The end of the first date tells you if they go to the roster. The end of the second date tells you if they finna finish on the roster, or if you finna cut them off right now, okay? You can't cut them off after the first date too. That's what it's for. But after the second date, after you've invited them into your world, showed them the things that you like, took them in familiar settings, introduced them as a husband, you've seen his reaction and how he's going to react. You definitely have a little bit more information to make a decision of where you're going to go with this man or men. However long it takes, ladies, so that you don't keep making the same mistakes. You're not going to be in that room crying no more at night. You're not going to be using sex as a way to keep his attention. If you have to still use sex to get his attention, that means you never had his attention. Get out of there. The man who likes you when you're his type, sex is not going to be able to keep him. You're going to be able to keep him because you're going to be the full package. But if all he ever wanted to do was have sex with you, the moment you remove sex from y'all union, you're going to see the real version of him. That's why I told y'all to stop using sex as a binding tool to a man, because it is emotional for us and it's just an experience for them. And them men will experience sex with 100 women and might not catch feelings for none of them. You experience sex with 3 men and you like all of them. Stop using sex as your guide to get the man, and use something far more attractive and long term. What is that? The whole package. Now we have done, this is today's what we talked about on second date. And when we move further into this journey, we will talk about more of maintaining this roster. Remember, this is in the TikTok shop. Get your copy of Never Date Just One. It is in the TikTok shop. The link is on this video as well. Head on over to YouTube to catch episodes 1 through 17 so you can know about how we get up to the fact of the first date, what we learn after the first date, and how we even get to the second date. Because if this is y'all first time here, then a lot of y'all have missed everything up until the second date. And that means you're learning in reverse again. And I need you to go back to the beginning. Remember, sex ed was, thank you, Shatina. Sex ed made us learn in reverse. When they taught us sex ed, they didn't teach us emotional intelligence, and they did not teach us how to date properly. Now we have to learn how to date properly. I know there are a lot of dating books on the market, but none of them teaches you how to effectively roster date to use it to your advantage, okay? So when I come back tomorrow, I'll be here tomorrow morning at 7:30. I go live every morning, Monday through Friday at 7:30, and we'll be continuing this journey on how to date properly, okay? I am going to have you unlearn what you have learned so you can relearn the proper way, because at the end of the day, we're going to all get the results that we're looking for. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Get y'all a copy of y'all book from the TikTok shop. Never Date Just One, sis. Head over to YouTube and catch all the episodes.